Let's talk about another project, because I personally want to hear about this. The cartoon that you did.
Oh.
And talk about bringing that home. Lulu was probably just the right age to appreciate you writing and performing music for a successful cartoon.
It's funny, like the timing was so perfect, because my target audience was right here, you know? And so it's like, what do you think of this song? What do you think of this song? And then she loved the show. So we would watch the show and like my songs would be on. Yeah, I got a call one day and they said, hey, we got a cartoon and we thought of you for writing the theme song. And I said, well, what's it called? And they said, The Stinky Dirty Show. I said, well, cool, you thought of me. That's nice. What's it about? There's a backhoe loader and a garbage truck and they're friends, and we want 20 seconds. So I wrote this. Stinky and dirty, it's all I want to be. Stinky and dirty, my best friend and me. One helps out when the other gets stuck. A backhoe loader and a garbage truck. Stinky and dirty, stinky and dirty, the Stinky and Dirty Show.
Hey, very nice.
So wrote that, recorded it, sent it, didn't think anything, and then 4 months later they said, hey, we're going to use your song and we're going to do a whole season. Maybe you want to write a song for every episode.
Wow.
I was like, yes, please. So they did 2 seasons, unfortunately, just 2, but it was like 50-some episodes. So that kept me out of trouble for 3-4 years.
You know, you're kind of charmed. Things come your way, right? And you're not a show busy guy. You're not somebody that's always working it and networking or anything like that. Things happen
well, I tried,
organically.
but it doesn't work. Really. I mean, every time I've sought to, you know, get my songs into this or that, it doesn't work. But if you do your thing long enough, I think, then at some point people start looking for you.
Yeah. And how about networking? Is that organic for you too? Or do people just introduce you to other people, and how does that work?
I'm uncomfortable with the idea of networking. I'm good about the idea of like making friends. I tend to think that if you're doing your thing over enough time, the right things will come.
And relationships foster relationships. Is that
I
kind of your philosophy?
I love working with people more than I ever have. And so I try to do that. Just a couple of months ago, a guy I'd known for a long time but hadn't ever worked with said, you should come to Nashville. I'll hook you up and do a bunch of writing sessions. You know, do some co-writes with a bunch of people. That sounds okay. That sounds great. So I had maybe the best couple of weeks there I've had in a long time. I just put on my briefcase, you know, and it's like, I'm here to write songs. I wrote 50 songs in 2 weeks. And a large bunch of them were co-writes. And yeah, I love that. That's something I would like to do more. I did one with a guy from Mount Vernon, where I grew up, but we were a few years apart, so I never knew him. His name is Dan Kolauer, and he's a Nashville songwriter. And so my guy who was setting this up, he said, well, you guys should. So I wrote one with that guy.
And you met him in Nashville?
I met him, and we wrote a song. And it was about his grandma who had been from Lisbon, or who had gone to Lisbon. Anyway, there's this whole wild story about how she had met her husband and they had bought a motor home and they'd gone on the road and it was beautiful, but then he got sick and then he passed away pretty young, and she just went back to Lisbon and...
Not Portugal.
Her life there, not Portugal. My neighboring town. And it was kind of funny to be Mount Vernoners writing a song about Lisbon, because there's this rivalry. It's worse than Ohio State, Michigan. It's Dodgers, Giants is nothing. Lisbon, Mount Vernon, Mustangs, Lions. That was a deeply felt thing. So, but it was written with a lot of, because it was his grandma's story, really.
Let's hear it.
You want to hear that one?
Yeah.
I'll give that a shot. Dan Kohlauer is the co-writer on this.
I was living in a fancy town. Briley was my groom. We moved to a traveling home 'cause we needed a room. Soon as we done hit the road, Briley he took ill. We dropped anchor and I hid behind the windowsill. And it's low down in Lisbon, low as she goes. You ain't never been low, my friend, till you been Lisbon low. My grandson and his sister comes by now and then. Sometimes we play Monopoly, sometimes I let 'em win. Sometimes I go to the fancy town to get my hair done up. Then we slide on back to Gwen's for coffee and a cup. And it's low down in Lisbon, low as she goes. You ain't never been low, my friend, till you been Lisbon low. Clouds hanging round all day, clouds hanging low. Sometimes I feel just like those clouds, I got no place to go. I look up at the moon sometimes, my face in my hands. Feels like we're strung together like some rubber bands. I guess if that's consolation, I'll take what I can. Police outside again, lights flashing from their van. And it's low down in Lisbon, low as she goes. You ain't never been low, my friend, till you been Lisbon low. It's low down in Lisbon, low as she goes. You ain't never been low, my friend, till you been Lisbon low.
Thank you for checking out our channel and joining us live from the Artisan Studio at Brucemore. And if you enjoyed your visit, hit the like button and follow us.